You came back? That's great. Well, I'm still Rob, and we're still here at PMR Productions in Marietta. And now we have got a functioning two-channel system. People are wearing their belt packs, and they're either talking on A and they're talking on B, and you've got a little bit of time to figure out what it is you can do to help these people talk better. I always say that comms is a very sharp sword. It can be very useful and precise, or it can be very dangerous and overbearing. And almost, I don't know which is worse, people hearing too little or hearing too much. And so we want to take all of the tools that we have at our disposal and group some people into different talk groups. But right now, I want to show you the construction of what we just picked up and made, which is the default system, channel A, channel B, with no talk paths in and out. So I'm going to go through the software and show you how to prove to yourself what I just said. So here we are on the overview page, and each belt pack is 1, 2, 3, 4. You actually don't care about belt packs at this point. This is the type of work that you could do in pre-planning. And I'm going to go to the roles page. And this is important. With the default state, there are 25 belt packs, and belt pack roles is what they're called. And the concept of roles is important to understand. I want to start with that. The concept of a role is a construct of settings that would be appropriate for someone doing this job. A good name for a role might be stage manager lead or green room manager. It probably isn't someone's name. It can be changed to someone's name later, but it has to do with their responsibilities and the things that they need to do in order to do their job. So I'm going to change the name of this FreeSpeak Belt Pack 1 to just, we're going to call them a stage manager. Stage. Oops. So I can come up here to this blue text looking stuff, and I can highlight, and I don't know why that's not working. Let's try it again. Stage. Checkbox. This person is now known as stage. Now, what's important is they've moved to the bottom of the alphabetic list. So you can get a little bit lost in things. They're no longer an F, they're an S, and so they're fully at the bottom. There are some management tools in here, the clone or the add buttons, and I promise you, I do not want to make 25 custom crafted belt packs roles. I want to make one for a department and then clone that department's packs out, and we can get into that later. What I'm trying to do right now is show you the construct of settings for the belt packs that we've made right now. So we'll go back to this stage, and I will show you that button A is on channel 1. Button B is on channel 2. Button C is a call. D is a call, and then your reply button is a reply button. On this other camera over here, this reply button is on the front of the belt pack right here and is usable for other things. And depending on how you think about setting up your groups and or channels, a reply button may not be used very much in this standalone version of FreeSpeak. I'll get into that way later. But let's go back to the Mac here and press on channel A and see what comes up. Channel A is currently attached to channel 1. It's not a group. It's not talking directly to a person or a role. And it's not talking directly to one of the ports on the outside of the machine. This is important, and it's guiding you to use these channels, and I would urge you to stay in using this channel. So I'm already on channel 1, so I'm going to press X. If I was to press channel 1, it would deselect channel 1, and I don't want to do that, so I'm going to press X. And then channel 2 is the same thing. Channel 3 is a call. We're going to take that off. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, and we're going to take it off of call here as well. Now, channel 1 is still channel 1, button 1 is still, button A is still channel 1, button B is still channel 2, exactly like we've built. I've only verified some stuff in here. And now I want to take this over to assignments. Assignments is the 4th tab up here, and I click on it, and what I'm looking at is channel 1. In the listing here on the right, this channel 1 has been carved out, and it has 4 people that are participating or eligible to participate in this channel. That is because we've booted up 4 belt packs with a channel 1 button in them. And you can then go to the channel 1 and inspect it a little bit, if you will. We can change the name of it. I don't know, might want to call that lights. So we'll click on the linky looking text and we will type lights. You want to make that production instead? Let's make that production instead. Oops. Production. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with that. And we've now changed that to say production. Ooh, check this out. If I go back to my belt pack and I look at the name that's shown up there, that says production. I just changed what the label of the production button is. That's pretty neat. This on the base station too. It changed on the base station too. Yep, it's here because that is present in the group as well. So that's good for organization, and it's good to know what you're changing. Now, my goal right now, I don't know if I made it clear. I want to be able to attach this production channel to an outside port to talk on the belt packs that are behind stage or something else. Maybe say you've got a ClearComm belt pack chain and some belt pack and a power supply back there. And I want to plug into the XLR on the back and I want to extend my FreeSpeak system to that. And I'm going to do that by, while I am focused here on the channel 1 or the production, I'm going to add 2-wire port A. And I do that by the little plus button. So I add that, and now channel 1 or production is talking out that XLR hole as well. So when somebody talks on production, they're now talking on the XLR hole, and the people on wired belt packs can hear that as well. Now I'm going to go and make sure that it's configured correctly. So we're going to go up to the 2nd tab, device, and I'm going to go down here to ports. Ports are the ways in and out of the device. Right now, 2-wire port A is power has been disabled and it is in ClearComm mode. So I've got it. I said earlier I have a power supply for ClearComm out there, and you know what? This is going to work. Those belt packs, wired belt packs, are going to hear the FreeSpeak traffic. Now here's a little nugget. When you are done cabling all this stuff, you may want to go down here to start nulling and press that, and it's going to do some line equalization and some echo cancellation and stuff, and it's going to make that belt pack not echoey. Now I could see the green status light here at the top of the page, and it does not say green, so it does not see a ClearComm power supply, so it's not going to let me null. But actually, you know, we may want to do this. We may want to enable this power supply, and I can power a limited number of ClearComm belt packs. Power has been enabled. Turbination has been enabled. And so now it can't see whether there's belt packs there or not, and so it says a green status light, and everything should be good gravy. So I'm going to start nulling, and it's passing some tones around the system, and it's listening for reflection, and it is listening for echoes, and it is going to take just a couple seconds.
So that now that you've enabled that, you can't use the power supply elsewhere. This is now the power supply.
Right. So Robbie's asking about power supplies. You never want more than one power supply to be present on a 2-wire system, and right now the FreeSpeak is acting as power supply. So you would turn off the other power supply. Or if you had another power supply, you would disable the power supply here, and it would see that power and have given us a green status light without enabling the power. I wanted to do the nulling, so I needed to turn the power supply on to get the green light, but the nulling is the difference in between really bad 2-wire audio and clean, acceptable 2-wire audio. So now we can go back to assignments, and we can go back to this is a funny thing. Do you see what channel we're on right now? We are on channel 2. I came back to the screen. I left the screen on stage or production, but now I've come back to the screen and we're not on that anymore. And production is at the bottom of the list. So I go back to production and I can see the port that I configured earlier to include that ClearCom port number 1 in the party line. So now we have belt packs that can talk to wired belt packs. I tend to start my build on this type stuff with naming. I would go through here and name the ports that come in and go out, and then I would name the roles or the belt packs, and I would name the channels that are going to show up on the buttons. So you've got ports that have names, you've got belt packs that have names, and you've got channels or groups or point-to-points or roles that have names. Naming can get you, keep you very clean, or it can, and organized, or it can get you pretty screwed up. Speaking of that, I want to jump over and show you a little bit about how I would actually start my production, which is actually on Google Sheets in a spreadsheet to make this plan make sense in my head before I get into the web GUI even. So I've started making a plan, and then I've kind of blanked it out to show you what it would look like in spreadsheet form before we move over to the FreeSpeak configuration software. So I've put packs 1 through 8 and then a base station. Right here in gray, I've given myself an opportunity to name these. Maybe we put the A1, and then we could put like an A2, and we could put what else would we have on a crew, Robbie?
Stage manager.
Stage manager, stage 1. You want 2 of them? Stage 2. We have a cameras director. And let's give our camera guys some belt packs too.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have, and you know what? We're going to use our producer. We're going to get on the base station. And so the grays are the names that we're going to give to these people, and then the label over here is what they were before they got a name. And then I can name the gray things up here. Channel A would be, I don't know, production, Robbie?
Sure.
Production. Prod, so that the letters are big. And then cams, right? Now, okay, so we're kind of at a crossroads here. In just a couple of seconds, we have basically made too many groups for our default show. And we have, call them out for me, Robbie. We need the production, which would be the run of show.
Yeah.
We need audio.
Audio.
And we need
Video.
video. Lighting. Cameras. Okay. All right, so let's go through those again. Production. These are channel names. So productions, audio.
Yep. Audio. Video. Lighting. Cameras. Stage. That's the way I would name
Okay.
it.
And let's just try and stay in a 2-channel belt pack world and put channel 2 for all of these other people in their appropriate category, right? So audio, his channel 2 needs to be that. This isn't right. This isn't right. None of these are right. Any of this. So video, they need see cam director? No.
Camera director wants to be on the camera channel.
Okay. Stage will be 2 and 2. Lights.
Oh, we didn't give them any belt packs.
Oh, we didn't give them any belt packs either. Yep. And so it goes, right? I've given everybody a channel 1, which they can listen to and get total orientation to the show. And I've given them a button 2 for their department. Lights doesn't have anybody to talk to, so that's sad. Maybe I should have given him a stage manager. But um, of course, don't follow my example. Learn from my example how to do it for you, right? So let's go down here and um, say, well, Rob, you told me that it only had 4 channels of ClearCom. Rob, it only had this or that, the other. Well, right now, in my example on my Windows computer, I don't have any of these ports. My 8, and this is my made up example, my 8 belt packs is the only comms I have right now, even though in part of the example I assigned a ClearCom. Don't worry about that. I am not going into or out of this system right now. So my cameramen are wearing FreeSpeak packs. My camera director is wearing a FreeSpeak pack. All of these are internal to the system, and I think that if we go back to the Mac, I think there are how many channels? There are 12 channels, right? I could look at that a different way. On roles, I could go to the FreeSpeak belt pack here, and I could say, of my channels, how many are there? There are 12 channels. So back here over on the Windows PC, I could go D, E, F, G, H, I. Oops, that didn't go right. I did that so poorly. E, F, G, H, I, J, K. And I could do this all out to 12, and I could give these guys little groups of 2 or 3 belt packs all through this. This is the beauty of staying within the FreeSpeak system and not going out the ports, is you can make little groups or channels and make individual talk conversations within those groups. Now, I'm really running low on time, and I want to get this one thing out, and that's the difference between groups and channels. If you're coming from a comm system that is based on belt packs, a PL system or a party line system or a RTS system or a ClearCom system, you may call it, belt packs, or an XLR-based systems, you're used to these groups that you wired together, and those wirings determine who you talk to. That would be a party line style system. There's another style of system out there called matrix intercoms, and they operate on a very specific intersection in between talker and listener, and they're making point-to-point connections, matrix style, point-to-point. And this FreeSpeak system really kind of is all things to all people. It can group things and operate in a in a party line style comms, or it can operate in a point-to-point style comms. If we go back to the Mac, do you see the opportunity to put a belt pack or a role or a person as a button? I can assign button D on belt pack 2. I can assign that to be a specific person. And in that way, I am making a specific point-to-point connection. That's where the reply button comes in. But I would say that I would still stay away from it, even knowing how to use it, because most people come from a party line mentality and not a point-to-point mentality in their comms. So the difference in between a channel and a group. A channel is going to be a meeting place of talking and listening. I talk into the group, I talk into the channel, and the channel reflects that speech to the ears of all the members. Then someone responds, and that response is reflected to the ears of all of the members. And in that way, the asker and the answerer are both heard, and both sides of the conversation are known. The question and the answer are known to the entire channel. Now, if you were to do that in a group style of thinking, the asker asks a question to the group of listeners, and the respondent, whoever that may be, presses their reply button, and that reply is heard only by the asker. And I tell you what, there's nothing more confusing than a floor manager asking a question of the stage team, and the stage team either all 4 of them answer because they never heard an answer, or they're scared of answering because the floor manager says, "I'm sorry, you're all talking at once, I can't hear you." It provides much more orientation for all the stage managers to hear a response to the floor manager, right? Does that make sense? Is that a good example?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so groups are like pressing multiple people's talk buttons at the same time, and it initiates a point-to-point call in this direction. And if you ask, "Hey guys, is this person coming up stage left or stage right?" and the stage right manager says, "They're coming up stage right," and nobody hears that response, then they all start to scurry and try and address the needs of the question that was asked, but in their mind, never answered. So, for now, until you understand it, use channels, not groups, and use roles in a very, very limited situation if you're more used to a party line style of mentality of comms. We're out of time for this one. Maybe you'll stick around for the next one.